Welcome to Keto Meals and Recipes.com. Today I'm going to make a very popular South African recipe called Bobotie, which, by the way, is the national dish of South Africa. However, I have adapted one version of the classic recipe to be high-protein keto and budget-friendly, and very easy to make. The amazing flavors in this recipe are enhanced by all the aromatic spices, which create a sweet as well as a savory ground beef mixture that is then topped with a royal custard. As a bonus, at the end of the recipe portion of this video, I have 3 sections I have included. First, I will explain how best to freeze the bobotie if you're making extra for prep-ahead freezer meals. And in the second part, if you're interested, I will outline a brief dual history of this interesting flavorful casserole. And lastly, if you would like to see photos I took in Cape Town, South Africa when we were there in November of 2025, I will share some of those as well. So please keep watching all the way to the end. And if you have a moment, do let me know if you have ever had bobotie or if you visited South Africa and your thoughts. Or just say hi. I love hearing from you. And when serving bobotie as part of a meal, it is traditionally served with a side of golden rice. However, in our case, since we're being keto, I'm going to make golden cauliflower rice. Or, as an alternative, I like to serve it with a simple side salad. Before continuing, I want to be clear that I have changed some of the ingredients, as I've already stated, and I have also omitted a couple of ingredients to make this vegetable version of bobotie. The ingredient changes I have made were done in a way so that I could preserve the original flavor of the recipe while still maintaining both the high protein and keto guidelines. Now, as a guideline, the macronutrient ratio for my version of bobotie is 3.2 to 1, with 7.2 grams of total carbs, 2 grams of dietary fiber, resulting in 5.2 grams of net carbs and 29.7 grams of protein per serving. It's time to start cooking. Place a large skillet, Dutch oven, or wok on your stovetop, which is set over medium heat. Drop in your unsalted butter, and when you notice that the butter is sizzling, drop in the onions, drop in the garlic and the bay leaves. Toss as you saute the onions to a translucent stage, at which point drop in the ginger. Toss well as you continue cooking for 1 minute. At this point, sprinkle in the curry powder, turmeric powder, cumin powder, and toss well to combine. I momentarily turned off my camera to get the other spices, and I forgot to turn it on, but I do want to mention I added cinnamon powder, which I tossed in and cooked for 1 minute. The kitchen smells absolutely amazing, and I'm already hungry, and I can't wait till it's done and I can have some. It's now time to add all of the ground beef into the spice onion mixture. Then continue cooking for about 8 minutes to brown the meat, and remember to toss frequently. You want the meat to be almost cooked through, but not completely. When your meat is browned, season with salt and pepper and toss again. At this point, turn off the heat, remove your bay leaves, and save them because you'll be using them later. Then make a clearing in the center of the meat and add your diced carrots and cook for 1 to 2 minutes to soften the carrots. Make a clearing in the center again and add the zucchini and cook for 1 minute. And you guessed it, toss to combine. Add the cilantro and the sliced almonds and toss to combine with the meat. It's now time to transfer this meat mixture to a lightly greased, deep-sided casserole dish or Dutch oven, and then press down lightly on the meat with your spatula. Set the casserole aside for a moment while you make the royale. And to make the royale, all you have to do is combine the heavy cream and whole eggs and whisk to a homogeneous mixture. Then pour the royale over the meat in the casserole pan, and lastly, place the reserved bay leaves on top. Then transfer the casserole into the middle position of your 360-degree Fahrenheit or 182 Celsius preheated oven. Then bake for 30 to 40 minutes so that the royale has a golden brown and lightly crispy skin. When the bobotie is done, remove it from the oven and let it rest for 10 minutes before serving. I've already mentioned the golden rice and the salad that we like to serve it with, but do let me know what side dishes you would serve with the bobotie. I hope you enjoy the recipe. Now, if you're making a full batch and you don't need it all, or you're making a double batch for freezer meals, all you have to do once it's baked is let the food cool down to room temperature, place in a freezer-safe airtight container or a vacuum seal bag, and then put it in the freezer. But remember to always label and date whatever you're freezing. This recipe will keep well in your freezer for about 3 months. Okay, that part's done. Now for our short origin history of bobotie. In 1652, the Dutch East India Company first colonized the West Cape or Cape Town area. These early traders and settlers planted vegetable gardens and orchards and raised livestock. They established Cape Town as a halfway station for their ships to restock with fresh food and water so that they could be well supplied when they sailed around the Cape of Good Hope on their way to India and Indonesia for their quest for spices. On their return trip, they brought spices and slaves to work in their gardens and kitchens. What's interesting here is that the Malay people used a great variety of spices to flavor their foods. Spices that were complex and aromatic but rarely spicy. It is believed that the Dutch contributed the recipe for a plain minced meat casserole with a baked egg topping, and from the Malay cooks, the addition of wonderful aromatic spices, which created the bobotie we know today. And now for a few photos I took while visiting Cape Town and surrounding area. These photos just highlight a few of the places we've seen and some of the foods we enjoyed in Cape Town. If you're interested in more South African recipes and have any recommendations, I'd appreciate that. I'm quite happy to make another video, at which point I would also share some more of the photos and explain how easy it was to be completely keto while enjoying the fresh vegetables and plentiful seafood of the area. I do hope that you will try this tasty keto bobotie, and do let me know what you thought of the history section and the photos I added to this video. I hope you come back when I post my next video. Until next time, I hope you have a very happy and healthy day. Cheers!